Hello everybody, my name is Anju Esther Balakrishnan and I'm a legal intern of LEXIS and Company and I'm here to talk about the independence of judiciary. As a law student, we might have heard about the independence of judiciary because it's quite a common topic to research about, write about, to teach about. And being a common topic, there are a lot of questions that arouse or that arises due in relation to this particular topic. One of the most common question, however, that I've heard about is that whether our judiciary is truly and completely independent or whether it's just another statute or article under the constitution and does not have any particular power or is not put into action. In order to answer this question, it's important to understand about what independence of judiciary is and why it was decided by our constitution makers that judiciary must have independence when compared to the other two organs of the government. In legal term, independence of judiciary basically means the power to make decisions without any fear or without any sort of promises that is provided and to ensure that everyone is treated equally under the law. It was decided that it's necessary to create a system that cannot be succumbed to any sort of pressure and can make the right decisions in order to ensure that justice is provided to everyone. And such a system was known to be the judiciary. The independence of judiciary basically means the power of the court to make decisions without the influence of the executive and the legislature, and the right that the judges have in order to make judgments without any restrictions, influences, pressures, threats, coercions, as the judges or the court or the judiciary are considered to be the justice providers of a country. It must be understood that an independent judiciary is something without which a successful democratic country cannot be formed. And independence of judiciary can be assured by the constitution, the legislature, the conventions, the statutes, laws related to with it. However, it's important to ensure that these articles and laws related towards the independence are put into action, not mere words provided under the article or provided under different statutes and legislations. And in order to ensure that these articles are put into action, it's important that the help of the other two branches, which is the legislature and the executive, are obtained, because it's necessary that they work together in order to ensure that judiciary is completely and truly independent. Now, the judiciary has a lot of duties and responsibilities. They're considered to be the dispenser of justice, the protector of rights of the people, the arbitrator between the center and the state, the balance between the legislature and the executive powers, the supervisor in order to ensure that there's no misuse of powers, the guardian of law, and along with which the judiciary also tries to ensure that the rule of law is maintained and prosperity and stability of the society is gained. So as an organ that has lots of duties and responsibilities, it's important that they have particular independence in order to ensure that all of these duties or responsibilities are fulfilled, which is why it was decided by the constitution that the judiciary must have sort of independence in order to fulfill their duties as the guardian of law and justice. The courts also have the right to interpret and apply the laws in specific cases, along with which they have the role to define the law and explain the law in situations where the law is not understood. We must understand that the judiciary also tries to ensure that the doctrine of separation of power is followed, which ensures that power is not concentrated on a particular body or department, but is properly used between the two organs of the government. However, it must be understood that the independence of judiciary does not just mean that the particular organ is free from external pressure, but also means that it has to ensure that everyone working under the system has the freedom to make decisions based on the law provided in front of them. However, there are a few components without which judicial independence cannot be successful or cannot exist. And one of such component, such important aspect is known as the constitutional position. The constitution must provide the powers for the judiciary just as they do for all the other sectors of the country. It is important that they provide everything from the composition of the courts to the tenure provided. And the constitution must also ensure impartiality and freedom, as mentioned above, in all the aspects of adjudication. Basically means that the constitution must ensure that everything is provided to the judiciary so that the judiciary can be independent, make decisions in order to gain justice, in order to ensure that law and justice is followed in the society. The decisions of the constitution makers to provide a system where the judiciary has its independence to make decisions without getting succumbed by any sort of pressures or by the interest of the government is considered to be beneficial, because it's important that the guardian of the country has the rights in order to protect the interests of the citizens. The decision of the constitution makers, that we need a system that is independent and that cannot be succumbed by pressure, and that can make decisions, that can protect us and guard us, and can make sure that our rights are protected as citizens as well as humans, were completely right in my idea. It was a great idea it's a great decision that was made in order to ensure the judiciary has independence. Our judicial system is truly independent. Yes, that is the answer to the question that I mentioned about. Yes, our judicial system is truly independent, and they do make decisions without the influence of any other organs or without the influence of any other sectors of the government. But like any other system, there might be flaws from time to time. And as time goes by, they try to ensure that flaws are corrected and justice is provided to the citizens, and the citizens are provided or can live in a peaceful and in a law and orderly society. The judiciary surely tries to ensure that a society that is peaceful and a society that's safe is made, and the citizens can be protected without being influenced by any sort of pressure, and are treated equally when compared to anyone else. So yes, the judiciary is truly independent, and yes, the decision as to make the judiciary independent was truly a beneficial and a good decision made by the constitution makers. I hope that this video was useful, and I hope that you understood what is independence of judiciary and why it was decided. If you like the video, please press the subscribe button so that you can see more law related articles or videos and understand more law related topics. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.